Today is June 17th, 2018, and I'm speaking to Wanda Daniel.
Yes, that's my maiden name.
And she has her mother, Rosa, who was Daniel at the time, on the phone. And the first question I wanted to ask was, Sarah Stanton was your grandmother, Wanda, and Rosa's mother-in-law?
Yes, my paternal grandmother.
Okay, so you told me that Sarah regularly discussed what happened the day of the assassination with you and family members.
With me and my husband at the time.
Her son Jack, right?
Yes.
So Wanda gave me the impression that she was openly conversational about what happened that day and discussed it with the family members?
When we would get together with family members, they would discuss what she talked about to them, but it was always the same, which is what my mom recalls.
Yeah. All right, so she told you that she was on the front steps watching the motorcade, and then she immediately went upstairs to get a better view?
Yes.
And
she says he was drinking a soda.
But I'm talking about Sarah Stanton herself. She was on.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and the way to find her is she was a very big woman.
Yeah, I've already done the footwork on that, and I've located her in the NBC newsreel footage of the.
Yes.
They ran the camera by the front steps of the book depository, and you can see Sarah. She's all the way to the left on the front steps.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But so in her stories to the family members, she told you that she saw Lee Harvey Oswald in a break room right before going outside to watch the motorcade.
At the stairs.
She told.
That's what she said. At the stairs, and she asked him if he was going to go down to see it, and he says, "No, I'm going to go upstairs."
She asked him, "Are you going to go down to see the motorcade?"
Yes. And he said, "No, I'm just going to get this. I came down to get this soda, and I'm going back to the room where he was working."
Right. So this is important. You very specifically remember Sarah had told you that she asked Oswald if he was going to go downstairs to see the motorcade.
Yes.
And he said, "No, I'm just here for a soda, and I'm going to go back and continue my work."
Yes. Yes.
The other thing that's important is that Sarah said she saw Lee Harvey Oswald with a soda.
Yes.
So she very specifically said he was holding a soda.
A soda. I remember Pepsi. She says he was drinking a Pepsi. Well, I cannot.
I think maybe she said.
Sure it was Pepsi, because I think Coca-Cola was the only thing around at the time.
I think she said Coca-Cola, because I think Pepsi was just. I don't think.
Yes.
Just for I know history and politics, and in the South, they were probably loyal. See, Coca-Cola was a Southern product.
Yes.
And if it was in Dallas, I know we have pictures of the book depository, and there's a Coca-Cola machine, but there's no Pepsi machine.
Oh.
So,
yeah, well, it's a Coke.
And Grandma always had cases of Coke in her apartment. Coca-Cola.
Yeah, so you think it's possible she said Coca-Cola and not Pepsi?
It was a soda.
Well, it was one of those the favorites. That's what I used to remember all the time. But it's been so long that I don't remember the specifics. But if it was a machine there, then he got it at the machine. But it's a Coke.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any difference. It just matters that he was drinking a soda. The reason I'm asking is because there was another witness. There was a book depository employee, Carolyn Arnold, and she said she saw Oswald, in the lunchroom. And there was also another employee. I don't want to go into too many details, but there was another employee that said they saw Oswald with a Coke. So that's why it's important, because Sarah was the second witness to any kind of soda.
Yes, yes. And she said that he wasn't going to go eat, that he had just come down to get the soda.
That's the wording of that is very important because it helps establish his location. And and I see Sarah worked on the second floor, and the way that she would go outside would be by the lunchroom where the soda machine was. So I think Sarah encountered Oswald by the entrance to that lunchroom. And that's why you remember she told you that she asked Oswald, "Are you going to eat lunch?" Right?
Yes.
She was very specific about that. She asked Lee Harvey Oswald, "Are you going to eat lunch?"
Are you going out to lunch? Yeah. And he said, "No. I'm going back to my room."
Now, I think the reason she asked him if he was going to lunch is because he was standing in front of the second floor lunchroom door. But that's
the reason. The reason she wanted to talk to him because he was a very quiet person, and he was not going to have conversations with nobody. So she said that he never talked, so she asked him if he was going out to lunch, if he was going to lunch, and he said no, just a soda.
Yeah, I think the reason she asked him that is because he was standing in front of the lunchroom, which made her ask, "Are you about to go to lunch?" But that's on my end. Your end is just what you heard from Sarah. So let's see, because Sarah worked on the second floor and the offices there, so it makes sense to me that just when she left her offices, that's where she saw Oswald, right in front of the second floor entry to the lunchroom. So is there any way that you remember if she said exactly how long before Kennedy was shot that she witnessed Oswald?
That she said, I went down because they said that the president was going. They were already coming, but not there yet. So she wanted to prepare herself and be on the stairs where she met Oswald.
The reason I ask you for that detail, and I don't blame you. It's 55 years. It's 55 years ago.
Oh yes,
and it's a meaningless detail unless you're trying to put together what I'm doing. But because the other woman, Carolyn Arnold, the secretary, she said she saw Oswald 5 minutes before Kennedy arrived.
Oh, this was
Carolyn said that she saw Oswald 5 minutes before. Do you remember? Did Grandma tell you how many minutes before?
He went up. He went upstairs.
Yeah, and we can find that out from other witnessing because there's a bunch of so it's not really your end. Do you remember if Sarah mentioned speaking to the FBI or any other interviewers about this?
I don't think so, because I don't think so.
All I had ever heard, and this is Wanda speaking now, is that she didn't want to speak, and we don't know what her reasons were, but she didn't want to speak to anybody. I mean, they were harassing her, or not harassing her, but any calls, or I don't know if they were coming over and trying to get information, but she'd already given a statement, and she didn't want to be bothered.
So,
not that she didn't think that it was important, it's just that was my understanding, was that she had already done her thing, and she didn't want to give any more statements.
The reason I ask is because there's an FBI document where it claims that Sarah did not see Oswald at all that day, quote unquote. So the reason I'm asking is because this is somewhat diametrically opposite. So it makes me wonder if she told this to FBI, but it makes it sound like she just never told it to anybody.
We couldn't tell you. She's gone now.
Yeah.
All we know is what we know, and
all I know is he was a very quiet person.
That's what she told my mom.
And the soda. That's all.
Do you think it's...
He never talked to anybody, was very quiet. And
yeah, she's not the only person that described Oswald that way. Do you think it's possible that she just... that this is the first time that this has ever been divulged, that Sarah just never told this to anybody besides family members?
Well, she didn't say, that she never said what she discussed or what she didn't discuss, so my assumption would have been that this was what she told them, but
because
we don't know anything, because we haven't followed the history of, or even, all I had heard was that they were releasing some film footage, some documents, and I haven't even looked into any of it, but
all right.
That's all we know.
The reason I ask is because Carolyn Arnold, she's the second employee. She was shown her FBI statement in 1978 by a Dallas reporter, and that was the first time she saw it. And she told the FBI she saw Oswald in the lunchroom, pretty close to what Sarah said. And then she got to read her FBI statement, and she said that's not what I told them, that they excluded her mentioning that she saw Oswald in the second floor lunchroom. So I was wondering if maybe they did the same thing with Sarah, but from what you
wouldn't know.
Yeah, there's no way to tell. So
we wouldn't know what she told them, what she didn't tell them. All we know is what she told us, or what she told my mom and other family members. There's most of her brothers are gone. My father is gone. Her other son's gone.
It makes sense to me that Sarah saw Oswald right around the same time as Carolyn Arnold, because she has a similar description. So we'll have to handle that on our end. But so Wanda mentioned that she agrees with me that Sarah is the person that some people are calling Prayer Man.
Definitely, her body shape, and there's no other obese women, and she was obese. What did they call her? Prayer Man.
That's part of the reason I'm calling is because there's people that think that Oswald was photographed on the front steps, and I've identified it as Sarah, and I'm just trying to find simple confirmation that it's Sarah. So.
Yeah, but he went up before the car went by.
That's my mom's understanding from what Sarah told her, was that he went up before the motorcade came through. So
that all depends, but there's a question there on exactly where she spoke to Oswald. I think it's on the second floor landing as she's leaving her offices, because Oswald said he was not going to go down to see the motorcade, which means he had to be above the first floor.
Yes.
But to get back to Wanda, I just want to reiterate that I showed her the photographs of the Prayer Man theory. I showed her the images that people are showing. And she agreed with me that the image that people are calling Prayer Man, who's standing on the front steps of the book depository, is definitely similar in characteristics to her grandmother, Sarah Stanton.
Definitely.
And Rosa also confirmed that Sarah was about 5 foot 5 inches in height.
Yes.
Do you know how you confirm that? That's just general knowledge?
No, because I'm 5'2", so she was taller than I was.
So you just know from general knowledge that she was about 5, because I've already determined she's 5 foot 5 just by looking at the picture.
She could be 5'6" like my daughter.
Yeah. All right, so you think it's reasonable that she might have been 5 foot 5?
Yeah, Mom said between 5'4" and 5'6" when I asked. So.
All right, that's good enough. and you also were pretty much finished, but you said Prayer Man. When I showed you the imagery, you said that Prayer Man was larger than the other occupants on the front steps, so therefore most likely was Sarah.
Yes.
Do you remember I showed you the Davidson enhancement that showed the woman's face?
There was something that in the picture that her arm is huge, and it's just like her. I mean, what do you think how much do you think that she weighed during that time? Mom's saying, well, I can't imagine her being 500 pounds because I know that she did get to that at one point, but at least 300. 400?
No, that's...
Yeah?
I wasn't... When I was...
And there's nobody in the pictures.
I don't think she's over 300, but...
oh, yes, she was.
But what Wanda is saying is that I showed her the image of Prayer Man, and that she thinks that the forearm is large, and that it matches Sarah's.
Okay, yes. She was very big on the bottom, on her head, but small on the top.
Mm-hmm. But her forearms were big. There's a picture of her in like 1960 with Larry. Oh, she didn't get skinnier.
Yeah. What year do you think that picture is from?
This picture of hold on. Sorry. Maybe it's in my photos now. Screenshot?
I think you told me. Yeah, it was from 1962 to 64.
Right here, Mom. That's her and Larry in a park?
Oh, no, she was...
Do you know what year that was?
No, because when I met her, she was huge.
Even bigger than that?
Yes.
But when the assassination happened?
When the assassination happened, she was very
bigger
big.
Than that?
Bigger
than that photo?
Yes.
Okay.
I think, yeah, the photo's good enough. I think I don't have to go into too much detail.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the color of her hair.
White.
Right?
Yes.
What was the color of the hair?
But she didn't, did she?
She had all gray hair.
She had gray hair in 1963?
Once she became your mother-in-law, she had all gray hair?
Yes.
And she became your mother-in-law in 63, right? March of 63.
Yes. She couldn't fit. She had to, the doors.
I've shown Brian the picture of her dad's funeral that we had to find a special car to get her there, and then she couldn't get out. I mean, she just sat in the car during Daddy's because she was that big.
But she wasn't that big on top. She was huge on the bottom.
Yeah, all right. Do you think maybe she dyed her hair when she was working darker?
Do you think that she dyed her hair when she was working? Maybe. Do you think she dyed it darker?
No. Maybe she had light hair.
Do you ever remember her dyeing her hair dark?
No.
But I can save you all this trouble because just recently I found an interview with co-worker Buell Fraser, who worked at the book depository, and I can send it to Wanda and she'll agree. He describes standing next to and talking to Sarah at the exact time of the films that I sent to Wanda.
Oh.
So there's no doubt whatsoever that it's Sarah because...
so maybe she lost weight.
Yeah. But as far as Wanda, I showed her the Chris Davidson. He clarified one of the films, and it had a woman's face, and Wanda told me she thought that woman was too pretty to be Sarah. But
Sarah was real pretty.
Oh gosh, well my mom thinks I'm pretty, so I mean Sarah and I share the same face. There's no doubt about it. And that's my opinion is that it's a manly face. And
but you said to me that woman is too pretty to be.
It's too pretty.
Yeah.
But in the you can't make out that picture. You can make out the shape of the body, and the body's obese.
The photography is very grainy, so it's hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Wanda remembers the photo. It was an enhancement of one of the films by Chris Davidson, and it definitely shows a woman's face. And Wanda, when I showed it to Wanda, she said, "That woman is too pretty to be my grandmother."
Oh, that photo? It's pretty.
I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, if you're looking on the Facebook scroll, it's in there. Here, let me try to find it.
So that's the picture that they think that's Sarah, which I agree. I mean, everybody's skinny in this except for her, and she was on the steps, so.
No, I don't think. Oh, yeah, here's the Davidson is the second photo from the beginning. It's the small one. It's the third photo from the beginning. Now, third photo from the top. That's the Davidson enhancement, and it shows a woman's face. And I showed it to Wanda, and she said, "I think that woman, to be honest with you, is too pretty to be my grandmother."
That one?
No, that's not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
She had short hair.
That woman right there. Do you think that looks like Grandma Sarah?
No.
No.
Did Sarah have a small black purse or pocketbook?
Do you remember a small black purse or pocketbook?
I don't remember. But that's what she would have because she never carried much stuff.
She carried small purses?
Yes.
Because she didn't carry much stuff.
She would carry a small black purse because if you're looking at that same image, I think you can see there's a hand that's illuminated by sunlight, and then there's a small black purse that she's holding with both hands and looking into it. It's very grainy, but that's what's there in that image.
So she's looking into it?
Yeah.
It looks like she's looking up from it. It looks like she's looking at the street, not into the purse.
This is a younger
person. Doesn't it? Yeah.
But it's definitely a woman, though.
Yeah, definitely a woman.
Yeah, thank you for that, because
and my daughter looks something like that.
All right, you're not sure, but that's all I need from you is to confirm that it's a woman, because it's not Lee Harvey Oswald. Anyway, do you remember what Larry's height was?
Larry was tall. Larry was over 60.
Oh no, I wrote the wrong name down. Jack was your husband, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I meant Jack. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're not saying Larry because of the photo in the park with Larry?
No,
Jack was 60.
saying whoever's in the photo in the park. Yeah.
That's Larry.
Oh well, that person, Larry? Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm confused. That person. Do you know what his height was? Because I need that height to compare it to Sarah's.
Well, he was over 6 foot. My dad was 6'2", 6'1", 6'1", and Larry was taller or shorter than Dad? You seem taller.
They were the same.
Yeah. You can go with 6'1" and see if that helps you.
Yeah, and
that she thinks that they were the same. But to me, Larry looked taller, and that could be because he was way skinnier than my dad. But sometimes.
But Sarah could be standing on something, so there's no way to tell from that picture.
I doubt at the park she'd be standing on something. But who knows?
But that's my end anyway. I just need your general knowledge of what Larry's height was. All right, I think that pretty much covers it. I'll send the Buell Frazier interview to Wanda because when she watches it, she'll see immediately that he's saying that Sarah was standing right next to me, and then when I show Wanda the other film, it's that woman all the way to the left that's in the position that Frazier is saying is the woman standing right next to him, and he's calling her Sarah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I thank you. I really appreciate this. I'm sure I'm imposing on you, but you gave me some very good information.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Wanda and Rosa. All right, goodbye.
Okay. Bye.